What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today I am getting to another one of your sponsored requests. This one is also part of our ITZY block from Pops Reacts. Thank you for the request, my friend, and you guys make sure you go check out his all request channel. I think you guys will have a great time over there. This is the breakdown video for ITZY's newest title track, Tunnel Vision. We just did the reaction videos posted separately. Feel free to check that out as well. This one will be the video where I talk more about what I see in the video as far as symbolism, choreo, lyrics, anything that I feel like it's worthy of being talked about. That'll be what we do here. So let's go get started. So we got this like weird mechanical droning type of sound going on here. Also, what did this license plate say? Directed by... okay. It's just a little credit Easter egg. Alright, so this shot right here of her like being kind of thrown from the wreckage is gonna, I think, be more symbolic as we go on. But when you think of the phrase tunnel vision, which is the name of the song, of course, you think of not being able or not wanting to see anything outside of your narrow focus. So there's the good and the bad of that. There's the negative, meaning you don't take in other points of view, and you kind of only focus on what you think is right. The positive aspect of tunnel vision is you're singularly focused. You don't care what other people think. You're going straight. You only, see your goals. This shot right here of her only having one eye open, even though she's dead, is also cool because the way it's filmed is everything else is blocked from her vision. The other glass, eye part of the glass is still intact, but that one shot we see the eye, and it's almost like the tunnel vision around that one eye. We're also gonna see a shot a little later. I think Yuna had a glass of water with an eyeball in it. Yeah. Okay, hold up again. So what did this say? Okay, the language of others, portrait imposed. I'm not really sure what all of this is saying. I see eye and glare, but I don't know the other words. And we're talking about some ants being eusocial insects. So if you saw the reaction video, or if you've already seen the music video without watching here, ants are a common reoccurring image in this video. You can take that in one of two ways, and I'm not sure how we're taking it just yet. The first way, especially because you see, especially in this shot, watch, boom, we're stepping on the ants. So the idea of it having tunnel vision and we're stepping on ants already makes me think that this is yet another song where we're talking either about not caring what people think, specifically haters, or everyone else is, like an ant to us. We are bigger. We're going to be the bigger people. We're gonna squash people out that we don't care about. I don't know that that's really the message they're going for, but I do know that they're kind of going with a confident vibe here. We'll get a feel more for this as we go. But the other way that you could take this image of ants, and I don't think it's correct because we're already stepping on one, but ants are, very single-minded working insects. They work together as a team, and, if they encounter an obstacle, they go over it, around it, through it, under it if they can. Whatever they do, they go around and then they meet back in the middle. If the ants are walking down a path or a tunnel, they hit an obstacle, they figure a way around it. We could be symbolizing the girls themselves as the ants, but like I said, since we're squashing ants, I don't think that's really what we're going with. I don't take vacation. 잘못 들어도 cause I got Okay, I didn't want to stop again this early, but got some sores on her heels and stuff. Wearing a diamond necklace, or sorry, a diamond ring around her neck as a necklace. But that's not why I stopped. I was wanting to see what some of all these words were that were around here. Okay. The voice of others, but you see she's in this circle, focused. So this is like when you have a camera open, you're adjusting the focus on it. This is her is the center of focus, and outside of that focus, outside of what she cares about, is the opinions, the voice of others. Okay, clever. But what was that one? Okay, so we're still here in the center. Unavoidable attention. Okay, we're dealing with that. Voluntary blackout. So basically blocking out everything by choice. Okay. That shot right there was also cool. I noticed, but I wasn't quite sure what it said until, voluntary isolation. So I'm blocking out everything except what's important to me. Small talk and pass the work hard for this got my poker face 날 예측 못해 at once making me feel never miss. And then okay, so right here, watch the words closing in. It's the way they shot this and edited it. It's hard to follow along with some of these like words that are coming up, but try and pay attention here. So you've already seen it go to the beat, which is also really cool. It'd be even more interesting if I knew what it said. Like I know that says dashi, but I don't know like what that actually means. But then right here, convergence. Everything comes together. So you could see them as the group converging. But also, I did mention that aspect about the ants, going around obstacles and then converging back on the path. Maybe there was more to that than I thought. Also, I should have read over the lyrics. Wait, what does this say? They call it stardom, yet when I stand beneath endless flashes and the roar of cheers, at times I see nothing, I hear nothing. The light is so blinding it erases my vision. In that moment of sensory blockade, I face only myself. There's more here, but that's really interesting. This is a quote from somebody. Okay, verse 1, eyes on the quest, I don't take vacation. So we were already talking about that singular focus, no days off. I can't sleep because I got that patience. The limit point is, my ambition boils up. So thinking of the limit point as something where, whatever you're talking about can't go past that. My ambition boils up, so it goes over that limit point. I'll show my reign. We talk about the ITZY especially having that crown pose like queens at the end of every video pretty much. Focusing for a standing ovation. Small talk is pass. I worked hard for this. So yeah, we don't have time for small talk and pleasantries. Like we're again, no games, no nonsense. We're going straight for what we want here. Got my poker face. You can't predict me. I know what's my game. The goal is never miss. So in this case, they could be talking about like when they say I know what's my game, it could either be simply I know what I'm aiming for, or it could be that they are talking about like their artistic vision. We've talked before in some of the videos about how they have been getting hate in the not too distant past for some of the music that they've put out. and how some of the fans didn't like it. More the general public. Fans in general, probably did like it because that's what we're here for. We're here for ITZY. But this could be saying that they don't care what people think about them or their music. They're going to keep following their passion and putting out what they want. Hold up. There's a lot of stuff to focus on here. Ignore the noise too. She walks the streets as if the world's eyes something touch her. Every stare dissolves against the shield of her confidence, leaving her untouchable, unapologetic, and cool. Alright. Alright, the masses... Let's see. Call it stardom, but to live beneath the unending flash of cameras is to learn how to breathe within a storm of light. There's a lot of, interesting quotes and, text in this video already. Every step I take becomes a reminder of who I've chosen to be. Every glance, every silence, echoes of a story I'm trying to understand. What I see is not a crowd to fear, but countless eyes searching for a piece of something real. They do not always see me as I am, and perhaps that's all right, for I, too, am still learning who that, probably the last word is going to say is. Oh, it said truly is, but then it said some other stuff, and I'm not going to go back for it. Yeah, there's the eyeball in the glass of water. There's another ant. Okay, so the pre-chorus here, work, 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 my gaze is focused, grinding till I score. Raising the value, worth, keeping my altitude, protect myself more. So we're basically just talking about not letting others bring us down. And we're focused. We don't care what other people say. We're keeping the altitude, again, like I said, not letting anyone bring us down. Then Yuna's part comes in. Now I better pause. Everyone focus, on alert, which also goes back to that camera focus shot that we saw earlier. Never backing down, what I found, what I want. Now we hit the chorus, and because I've already paused so much, I'm gonna just read the chorus and post-chorus. Nothing's gonna put me off. The light shines on me, which actually we if you pause long enough to see those quick texts go by, we've seen that show up, the light shining on me and all that kind of stuff mentioned a couple of times. I know what the hell I want. Don't need permission. Overcoming myself in the darkness. That's an important line because that speaks to almost an element of uncertainty, but then also being able to overcome that through belief in yourself. My motivation, focus on my level up. I got tunnel vision. So focusing on your level up just means focusing on getting better. Going to the next level. And then the post-chorus, I'm actually not going to read that because it's just... yeah. More ants. What was that? Hold up. I was trying to pause there, but my keyboard didn't work. Okay, so first off, the choreo was pretty cool. We had this motion, which was like a V around the eye for vision. So, like I said, I thought that was pretty cool. We've got ants again here. What does this say? Ants are beings of connection and cooperation. Yeah. I no longer fear the eyes of others, simply reflect parts of me I've yet to understand. Through silence is no longer surrenders, a space to gather myself. Okay. Very interesting. Oh, and then they've got the V over the I here being focus. Okay. Very interesting. I exist as myself, once felt like an impossible truth, yet I am still learning. I'm still learning how to understand myself, gathering the fragments piece by piece. So not only is this about confidence, but it's also about discovering and being confident in who you are as you discover who that is. Okay. Very interesting, because this particular video throws in a lot of this kind of stuff with the images of the ants and the quick flashes of text that you're just kind of either supposed to pause and take in, or you're supposed to subliminally take it as you watch along. So yeah, a lot of pausing here already trying to figure some of this out. This is my favorite part, even though they say nothing. And if you look at the choreo, they're doing, tunnel vision here as part of the choreo. So that's another nice touch. That shot right there is exactly what this is about. You see everyone else is like ants beneath her. Shouldn't need to care. The wolf does not concern themselves with the opinion of sheep. Same thing, like these goddesses don't concern themselves with the opinion of the ants. So yeah, like everyone else is, not that they're insignificant, but in terms of how she's gonna see herself and walk her walk, and walk her path through this, this industry, they don't matter. More ants. 2.0. See, there's so much. Like, I want to try and catch as many of these details as I can. This is hop in my lane. Okay, we're showing a GPS, but it also could theoretically represent like a tunnel vision as you see it going just straight through the heart of this city here. But that's not what I was caring about. What I wanted to see, there's a license plate that says tunnel vision, but there was something else that popped up here and I can't find it now. That part. Oh, okay. Searching for a new route. Work. See, did you see that? The line of ants as they drove by here, right? There. It's like everyone else becomes, these ants that are potentially insignificant, but this also shows them, going single-mindedly towards a goal. So I think the ants might actually symbolize both things that I was talking about earlier. Leah just stone-faced here. Okay, so verse 2, expanded version 2.0. So basically, I've become the next version of me. Pace set made by burning up the limits, hop in my lane, fast, so long. Then we got that pre-chorus again, chorus again. Is it the same chorus? Yeah, okay. So we'll come back at the bridge. See them blocking their vision in some of these parts in the choreo. This shot right here had to have been so funny for her, because she's not actually like hanging on. She's just laying on the ground. Like, this isn't her, like, holding on to, like, let's say a building to keep from falling. This is literally just her laying on the ground. I was going to call it the floor. And then they're just moving the camera. So she's in this nice dress, pearls, and, digging her claw into the dirty sidewalk. And, yeah. I mean, it's certainly not the worst scene that she'll have ever filmed, but I just wonder what goes through her mind when she was like, really, I gotta mess all this up for... Okay, whatever. Yeah, that right there is a better shot of it. Like, this is just the camera panning. or tilting, sorry. This is not like, I think we all know that, but it's just interesting to think about, how she's selling it. Like she could be a WWE wrestler.
Focus.
Okay. Well, I'll what does it say? You are the destination. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. The bridge was never lose my sight. I bet everything. So betting everything, obviously, we are talking about betting on ourselves, or in this case, they are talking about betting on themselves. But also, that line goes back to, I think it was Leah who mentioned the poker face earlier. Keep it up. I'm a stunner. Start making the buzz. My vision is always plus. Celebrate. I toast. The dream that bloomed is a rose. So, taking time to appreciate what we've accomplished. Stack it up on my own. I don't flex all the risk. So stacking it up just means like piling it up, get accumulating the money or the accolades or whatever you want to say is the object that they're aiming for. But then they're like, I don't flex, like I don't flaunt it. I just accumulate it for myself, my own, self valuation of it. All the risk I overcome. So, you know, it wasn't easy, right? There were risks, but I took those risks and reaped the rewards for it. Here I go. Then Leah says focus, and then we go to the final chorus. This part reminds me a little bit of like an Afrobeat type of sound. So we're living our life in the lights there. Shattering the camera. Now, I don't know why that popped up, but now the camera's like zooming out and we're looking through a tunnel. But we also have whatever this statue is supposed to represent, and I'm not really sure. And you see ants here. All right. So that was a lot to take in, and some of it was a lot in terms of symbolism, and some of it was just trying to catch the different, text pop-ups that came on, especially there in the first half of the video. Um, I'm sure I missed some things. Like, for example, some of those Korean words that pop up, I don't know what they are. So even though I could, sound it out because I can read Hangul, I don't know what the word I'm making is. So if any of that is actually like relevant to the meaning of the video, definitely let me know in the comments. But also let me know, do you think the ants represented them, or do you think it represented others, or do you think they kind of used it as both, like I tend to think at this point? Let me know. Alright guys, that was Tunnel Vision from ITZY. I hope you guys enjoyed. Shout out to our buddy Pops once again for the request. Thank you, brother. If you enjoyed, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell to enable your notifications to see when future content goes live. Also, if you want to get a request done like Pops did, there are two ways to do that. You can either subscribe to the Patreon, paid subs there get access to things that I can't put here on the YouTube channel. The other way is, if you don't want those Patreon benefits, there is a link to PayPal in the description below and instructions there on how to use it. So feel free to check that stuff out, and I will see you for the next video. Take care, everybody.